This bitch.
Damn it!
What's going on, YouTube? Honestly, I really don't want to make this video, but you know, shit happens. So obviously, you clicked on this video and read the title, and yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about what happened to me the other day. I mean, man, I tell you, it's been an eventful year so far. The other day, it's probably about 7 in the morning, leaving a friend's house, going to get gas, and then going back to my house. And, you know, I'm just cruising on the interstate, probably about 90, 100 miles an hour. And I get out into the fast lane, and there's this cop in front of me. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, crap. So I came up on her really quickly. She moved out of my way. I proceeded to drop down to the speed limit and pass her doing the speed limit. You know, all is going well. But, man, I tell you, this bike is so fast that I went from the speed limit to 20 over just by switching lanes. So that's when she decided to pull me over. And, you know, she walked up. By the way, I didn't have any of my cameras on either, but ever since then I've made it a point to keep my cameras on. That's how I caught this little incident. So she stops me, and you know, I signal that I'm getting over. She walks up, and then she says, what caught my eye is you speeding up behind me real quick. And then she said, originally I wasn't going to stop you, but then you jumped back up to 20 miles over the limit. And so she just wrote me a ticket for it. On it, really no big deal, but I really wish I would have had one, an Uno card, and two, my cameras on, because that would have been hilarious. So anyways, back to this. I'm on my way to the bank right now, which I got 2 banks, so I gotta go to each one. And then I have to go to Verizon, get that dealt with, and sometime I have to go to the DMV, but I need money in order to do that, and I don't have any money because my cards were both on my phone while they fell off, along with my license. Okay, let me go ahead and show you this footage. So, I'm on the highway, and I see this truck with lights, and that's completely irrelevant, I don't know why, but if you look down at my ram mount, it just goes flying. You can barely see it. I'm going to try to edit it up to where it's brighter, but you can just barely see it going flying. So anyways, I'm cruising last night, not doing anything out of the ordinary. All of a sudden the phone just goes whoop. Didn't hit me, nothing. I didn't even notice it until my music stopped playing. And I went back. Actually, I went home first to see where the location was on Find My iPhone, and I saw where it was, and then I looked it up on the video to see where it fell off at, and you can kind of get an idea of the trajectory, but there's, I don't know, there's so many variables. So anyways, I go back and I searched for that phone for about 3 hours and never came up with anything. It was, where the heck was I? That's why I hate stopping at red lights, because I don't like to talk at red lights, but I don't. And my gas light's on. Yay. All right, let me run in here real quick and see what I can get figured out, and then I'll continue what I was saying. Okay. Well, got my card ordered, but they wouldn't let me withdraw anything without my ID. God, this sucks, man. I'd usually be jamming out to some music right now, but no. Can't have that, can we? Here's how you get places faster. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, well, they were temporarily closed for some reason. Oh, I'm going first. I'm going. I'm gonna sneak behind this car too. I want to continue what I was saying, but I keep hitting red lights, and every time I hit a red light, I don't like to talk because it's just boring, and I just forget what I was saying. I think I was going on about how I really can't remember what I was saying. I don't know. Anyways, I searched for it for about 3 hours. I had a friend come over. We searched for it with flashlights and everything. Absolutely just couldn't find it. So, I mean, there's really no telling where it went. But, huge shout out to Ram Mount to holding my phone. So, I'm headed to Verizon right now. I've got 2 phones with me. I've got I think one of them's an iPhone 5S, and I think the other one's an iPhone 5S. It may be one of the iPhone SEs, but I think it's a 5S, and it's gonna be a huge downgrade, but it's just temporarily. I had an iPhone 11. Yeah, I had an iPhone 10, but I can't remember if I had insurance on my plan or not. Knowing me, I probably did not have insurance because, I mean, I've never lost a phone and I've never broken a phone either. So it's just kind of like, why would I need insurance? And that purely was not my fault. It just fell off. Actually, I take that back. I have dropped my phone in traffic one time, but I fixed the screen myself. That was actually quite embarrassing. It was when I was first trying to set up phone mounts and crap. And I set it up and it just went plop in the middle of traffic. Where'd the beat go? Your location is on the right. Hope they're open. Okay, I really don't think they're gonna do much for me without my ID, but we'll see what happens. What time is it? They're not open. They open in 30 minutes. Okay, well, guess I'll go to the other bank. Okay, so they were closed just because it's too early. But the other Regions Bank is right down the road, so I'm going to stop by it. I hate this bank because it's so busy. Okay, that was a success. And she actually printed me a new card. So I have money now. This will work now. I really don't know about Verizon, whether they'll take me or not, because I don't have an ID. Also, I don't know any of my account information either. Mom usually takes care of that stuff. 10 minutes. Well, I guess I can go dig around for the next 10 minutes or get gas or something like that. One Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh, that was a big pothole. I'm trying to put my wheels on these little magnets here so I can trigger the light, because this bike is not much metal. It's a whole lot of plastic and a whole lot of aluminum. And the wheels are really one of the only thing that's steel or something. Alright, I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here. Like I said, I've got 2 phones on me. They're just, I've got to set them up. Or I've got to set one of them up. I don't need both of them set up. One of them shattered all to pieces, but it's got the SIM card I need. And the other one is literally a brand new phone that we never used. I guess I'll go chill in here for a little bit. This whole thing about me losing my phone last night too. I haven't been able to sleep much. Or wasn't able to sleep much because I was out till about 6 in the morning. Okay, that hit the spot. Okay, off to Verizon now. They're finally open. Pulling back into Verizon now. Okay, so my GoPro's dead, so I'm trying to talk real quick. Basically, I need to come back with my mom because she's the primary account holder. But if I do have insurance, I don't have to come back, and they can overnight me a phone for a deductible. So we'll see how that goes, because like honestly my phone takes a big spot in my social media. Like I do all my photo editing and everything on my phone, The only thing I don't do anymore, which I used to, I just ran out of space for my phone, was edit my videos on my phone. But I edit them on a Mac now with iMovie. I don't know, iMovie is just such a user-friendly editing software. The only thing I don't really like about it is you can't do captions that well. I mean, you can caption stuff out a little bit, but you can't really do captions that well, and overlays are really hard to do too. I'm sure, what the heck is that? I'm sure they're not that bad. I just never really fooled around with it too much. I don't know if I'm going to keep the RAM mount or not. Never had a problem with it with my old case, and then the new case, it just kind of, I don't know, we'll just see. I don't like carrying a wallet on me, so I always kept it on my phone. Just because, like, there's no storage in this bike, and I can't put anything anywhere. So, we'll just see. Update. So, I ended up getting the iPhone 11 Pro, and it turns out that if I had insurance on my old phone, the deductible would have been just as much as the payoff amount was. So I just went ahead and got the iPhone 11 Pro, and in my opinion, I think the iPhone 10 was the prettiest phone that they made. But this one's the same size. I didn't want to get the bigger one just because I like this size the best. But I also ended up getting the 256 gigabyte version, and that'll actually help me out a lot more. So still sucks that happened, but you're probably also thinking, why the hell do I have it on my RAM mount after my other phone fell off? And I really think it's because of the case that was on the other phone. It was like barely on the RAM mount, and this one's secured on the RAM mount. And I mean, like I said, I've wrecked this bike and the phone stayed on the RAM mount, so it had to have been the case on the other phone. Hey, do you have a lighter? Then how do you light up my heart like that?